Hi guys, Alec Peirce at the ranch with another small but very, very valuable tip. I don't know, I mean, everybody has a hot water tank in their house. I mean, I've often said that one of the greatest advances in history, in modern history anyway, is not the automobiles, not even the computer, it's the hot water tank. Absolutely. You know, you don't even think about it, do you? You wash your hands, you shower, you clean it in with the hot water. It's fantastic. These things are good. I mean, I know people have had the same hot water tank for 20 years, maybe more than that. But they change. They change in two ways. First of all, they do get calcium in them, and the cathode activator in there that's supposed to keep it clear of iron and calcium does wear out. So they do tend to wear out. Also, they're a little less efficient as time goes by. The heaters, the electric heaters in there, if it's electric, even if it's gas, they tend to wear out. If it's a gas, even sooner, the burners wear out. And thirdly, modern, they get more efficient as time goes by. So over a 20-year period, they get more and more efficient, which saves you energy. However, so we had this done a year and a half ago, and I'm just about to do something to the hot water tank. Many of you know about this, but a lot of you don't know about this, and maybe it's been a concern or something you've thought about. I need to adjust the heat. When it was first put in, they had it set for 150 degrees. We're talking Fahrenheit here, okay? It's not 212, which would be boiling. And it's not centigrade, obviously, Celsius, because 150 would also be boiling. But anyway, so they had it set for 150 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hot. Too hot for your hands. So you turn the hot water tap on, it's a little bit cold for a while, and the hot water comes out. And when it gets hot, straight from the tank, it's hot. It's too hot to hold your, so then you add some cold. You know how this works. You add a bit of cold, make it nice, and you have your shower or whatever. But it's too hot, way too hot. And that can be a problem. It can be a problem, first of all, for old people like me. If something happens and I end up in the bathtub full of 150-degree water and no cold water in it, I come out like a lobster. Not good. It could be bad for children as well. Again, those of you who have old people in your family or have children in the family, you know that the hot water tank, hot water coming out of the tap can be an issue. So you need to adjust it, okay? So we decided we would adjust it a little bit. It should save electricity, be a little more efficient, and be safer as well to use. Turn the hot water on, it's not too bad, a little bit of cold, that's good, way to go. So I adjust the thermostat. Now, you know you're going to adjust the thermostat. I think you understand, people, I'm sure you guys all know that these are adjustable. But how do you do that? It's really very simple. Very, very simple. You do need to be extremely careful. That's the only thing. Very, very careful. Because normally if it's electric, it's supplied by 220 volts at very high amperage, usually 20 amps, and 220 volts at 20 amps is going to hurt like heck. Now, actually, that's not true. It won't hurt at all because you won't feel a thing. Anyway, the point is you have to be very, very careful. So what do? Well, on the front of the tank, you ought to see a access cover. Looks like this. You see it there? With a screw in it. There's actually one top and bottom. Just scoot down there for a second, Dan, and you can see it down there. Okay? Anyway, if you access the access cover, and I just unscrew the screw on the top, and that little screw pops out like so. Set it to one side. It's just a standard 3/4 inch sheet metal screw, so it's not a big deal, but why lose it? I take the cover off. The cover will lift off from the bottom just like that. And there you go. Now you have complete access to the controls on the inside of your hot water tank. And you have all the wires and the connections, the cable comes in from outside and so on. Now before you do this, but I should tell you, go to your circuit breaker and find the circuit breaker that says hot water tank on it and turn it off. If it's a gas-fired burner, just turn off the gas tap. Gas tap looks just like one of these taps up here. Just turn off the gas, okay? Circuit breaker, you'll find it. It'll be a big circuit breaker. Most circuit breakers are an inch wide. I have a little flick on it, a little switch on them. For something like this, 220, it'll be twice as thick. It'll be 2 inches thick, and it'll have a double switch. Usually those switches are joined together by a little metal bar. Find the one for a hot water tank, flick it off. So you have no electricity in here, okay? Now you're safe. Now when you get in here, you'll forget all the wires, don't worry about the wire. But what you're looking for is the thermostat. Now if you can get down here closely, Diana, and you'll be able to look right in there. You have to get over there, that's it, right in there. Can you see it? Can you zoom in there? That's it right there. It's got a red ring on it, a little adjusting screw, a little pointer on it, and up here it says 150, and here it says 125, and down there it says, what's that say? 100. Okay, 100 is not very warm. It's lukewarm, what we call lukewarm. Right now it's set for 125. When it arrived, it was set for 150. We decided to cool it down a little bit, so I dropped that down to 125. Diana says to me the other day, she says the hot water is not really hot enough to do the dishes. I'd like it a bit hotter for doing the dishes, because she uses pure hot water, and certainly the dishwasher uses pure hot water. So okay, I'll adjust it. So I want it halfway between 125 and 150, whatever that is, 137 and a half or something like that. So all you do is insert your screwdriver in there and just turn it counterclockwise. That's right, clockwise. Now there was a click in there. That click was actually the thermostat clicking on. As I raised it, it got to a point where the water temperature in the tank was less than what I just set it for, which makes sense. Because I had it set for 125, so the water was at 125. I just put it up to 137 and a half. As soon as I started to turn it up, it went click. Right now, if there was power, the hot water tank would be heating up the water to 137 or whatever it is. Just that simple. So now we have it set for between 125 and 150, 137 and a half, I'm guessing, and that's it. Carefully put the cover back on, like so, and like that, and then all you have to do, put the screw back in, snug it in tightly, not too tightly, because it's just sheet metal and they're sheet metal screws. You guys do a lot of mechanical type work. You know what happens if you over tighten the sheet metal screw, because there aren't really machine threads in there. It's just grabbing on the sheet metal. Just snug it up like that. Done. That's just that easy. Then you can go upstairs and brag to your wife that you adjusted the water, and maybe she'll give you a treat. You know, a butter tart, something like that. Where's that? There you go. All that for a butter tart. Anyway, there you go. How to easily adjust the hot water temperature from your hot water tank. Sorry guys, that's it. Take care. Talk to you again soon. Alec, Peirce at the ranch.